I'm David Worley.
I'm Ryan Thompson.
And I'm Kevin McAfee.
So with this business proposal, we are proposing a new technology for a business that offers online video game rentals. With this business, we will deliver these game rentals via internet connection, and where the user will stream the content from the cloud. This will give the user instant access to video games, and they can choose whether to keep the game for a day, a week, or a month, and can access the game as frequently as they desire. Support for bringing this innovation to market is found with economic trends towards sustained growth in e-commerce. With the popularity of the internet, it's actually changing the way that people buy things. 21% of growth in GDP over the past 5 years is attributed to e-commerce. And with businesses such as Netflix, coupled with these buying trends, people are not scared of shopping over the internet anymore. So we need to take advantage of the opportunity and harness the power of the internet in order to gain competitive advantage over traditional brick and mortar rental companies. The following graph shows the growth rate of e-commerce over the past 10 years in the United States. As we can see in this chart, growth is steady and is projected to stay the same in the years to come. With this type of business, our main competitors will be Gamefly, Gamerang, and GameMind.com. And the way that we'll be able to gain competitive advantage over these companies is the way that we're going to actually deliver our services. Customers will be able to stream video game content directly to their console or gaming device, and we will also offer a variety of game titles that the user will be able to play on multiple gaming platforms. As far as our business plan, in the beginning, we're gonna focus on domestic market in the United States. And the reason why we're going to do this is due to the high cost of IT infrastructure that would be needed to support such services. But while we're going to offer this service domestically, we also need to make sure that we have a wide variety of game titles offered to the user that can be played on multiple gaming platforms such as the Xbox 360, the PS3, PSP, etc.
On these gaming systems, we're going to have it's going to include instant access to any game you want, and that's like David said, on a monthly, weekly basis, whatever the customer chooses. And that's the point of that, is to have convenience for the customer, and not for them not having to leave the comfort of their own home, and they just pay for what they want at the time. It also requires very limited hard drive or CPU usage. The game isn't saved to their computer, so it uses our space on the cloud as opposed to using their local space. It's also quick and easy for system support, and that includes whenever there's downtime for updates to be applied to the game at a central location, as opposed to each customer having to do that themselves on the local game or a local system. The hype cycle, as it applies to our proposal, is first is the technology trigger, and that's the number one we have on the screen here. That's where there's a breakthrough demonstration of the product. The second one is the peak of inflated expectations, and that's where there's unrealistic expectations and possibly some failure with the product initially. The third one is the trough of disillusionment. It's where the product has not quite lived up to the expectations that was expected by customers and other users. The fourth one, the slope of enlightenment, is where the product uses have actually become understood and actually can become more applied. The plateau of productivity is where the real world benefits are realized and accepted by end users. The S curve, as it applies to our company, we are sustaining technology as opposed to disruptive technology. so that we would be more on the left side where you see the S curve continues from the red to the green, instead of just as a disruptive technology would start its own section like there on the right. And lastly, here's the successful advertising. That's one of our main critical success factors. If we don't get our name out there, we won't be able to perform like we need to. Second thing on the list is providing exceptional customer service. That's one thing we need to in order to compete against our biggest competitors like GameFly. Continuous support is something I already talked about in terms of updating the game systems, and instead of having to do everything locally, individually, we can do it in one central location. And lastly is options for customers. That includes flexibility for them being able to order whatever they want to pay for their convenience. And going back to the hype cycle, our business is more at the innovation trigger, while the technology we're using with the cloud is more at the peak of inflated expectations, since that seems to be the next best thing in the business world right now.
To get an idea of how big the video game industry is, there's a few stats. The video game market globally will make roughly $6 billion in revenue in 2011. Also, in 2008, a popular computer game called World of Warcraft reached 11 million active subscribed users, and that's per month. Also, there's over 100 countries with people in them playing video games, millions of people playing each day. And to get a better idea, it's roughly twice as big as the music industry is worldwide. To continue with the globalization, on the left there's a picture of a map with online activity of a popular Xbox video game called Halo 2. And as you can see, there's people playing in all 7 continents in various countries. Global competition, therefore, would likely be rough, as there's going to be foreign competitors trying to penetrate their own markets and trying to penetrate the United States market at the same time. And if it follows the trend like movie rentals, like Netflix with the streaming movies, then foreign companies are going to threaten the international expansion, and traditional global rental services will lose market share. So it's rapidly changing, fast-paced competition. Like a few years ago, Blockbuster was the biggest name in movie rentals. Now they've lost a ton of market share globally and here in the United States. So how effective will this be? Using a cloud will take much of the computer needs off the customer. It'll take their storage needs, the CPU usage, data processing. All of it is going to be severely cut because of using the cloud. It's also going to cost savings because of the flexible nature of cloud computing. You can add and delete how much you need on a day-to-day basis. And since games are coming and going every day, we're going to have to be adding them to the cloud and deleting them when they become obsolete. Also, it's diskless, which is attractive to potential customers because you eliminate the possibility of scratching and losing the disk. Furthermore, you can use this service anywhere that has a console or a computer with internet connectivity by just connecting to your account. In conclusion, we would like to propose this video game streaming company that uses cloud-based services with a large range of titles in all categories and genres for all major console systems and for PC games. We think with the growth of the video game market and the continued growth that's happened over the past 20 years, also coupled with the potential of cloud computing and how hyped up it is right now, we feel this company can not only be very profitable profitable, but a global leader in video game renting.